What's up, guys? I'm doing my English project on JFK and the American Dream. And today I'm going to talk to you a little bit on how JFK affected the American Dream and what his vision of the American Dream was itself. So first off, I'm going to open up with one of John F. Kennedy's most famous quotes. "And so, my fellow Americans, ask not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country." John F. Kennedy had the idea that us Americans should be working towards what we want. In the recent years leading up to his presidency, America was all over the place, from the Depression to the Roaring '20s. Americans were mad at the government and America itself because of their losses and tragedies. John F. Kennedy had the mindset that we have to be the change. In 1961, John F. Kennedy gave a speech about how he was putting the American dream into high gear. In this speech, he says, "On intimidation instead of free choice, on guerrillas by night instead of armies by day." Later in this speech, he also states that no exponential is questioned, no rumor is printed, and no secret is revealed. John F. Kennedy wanted people to see how things were supposed to be. He wants to see how we should treat each other and how everyone should be treated fairly and equally. We should not pick on others due to race, gender, or poverty level. Some people, born in poverty today, end up becoming some of the most successful people in the world. We should all have trust in each other, and we should be able to put our differences aside and look past them. We need to have the same outlook on life today that John F. Kennedy had then. We should all look past our insecurities amongst each other and get along. 59% of people believe that the American dream is unachievable today. That means it will never be achieved in the future. But John F. Kennedy had a great outlook and standards on how to reach the American dream. JFK lived the American dream throughout his presidency. One of the ways he showed this was through the moon landing. John F. Kennedy and NASA managed to put 2 men on the moon, a completely unthinkable feat. In the speech he gave about the moon landing, his famous tagline was, "We chose to go to the moon." This relates back to the American dream because the American dream is a choice. Anyone in this room can achieve the American dream. We just need the incentive to do it and the determination.
No man can fully grasp how far and how fast we have come. But condense, if you will, the 50,000 years of man's recorded history in a time span of but a half a century. Stated in these terms, we know very little about the first 40 years, except at the end of them, advanced man had learned to use the skins of animals to cover them. Then about 10 years ago, under this standard, man emerged from his caves to construct other kinds of shelter. Only 5 years ago, man learned to write and use a cart with wheels. Christianity began less than 2 years ago. The printing press came this year. And then less than 2 months ago, during this whole 50-year span of human history, the steam engine provided a new source of power. Newton explored the meaning of gravity. Last month, electric lights and telephones and automobiles and airplanes became available. Only last week did we develop penicillin and television and nuclear power. And now, if America's new spacecraft succeeds in reaching Venus, we will have literally reached the stars before midnight tonight. This is a breathtaking pace, and such a pace cannot help but create new ills as it dispels old. New ignorance, new problems, new dangers. Surely the opening vistas of space promise high costs and hardships, as well as high reward. So it is not surprising that some would have us stay where we are a little longer, to rest, to wait. But this city of Houston, this state of Texas, this country of the United States was not built by those who waited and rested and wished to look behind them. This country was conquered by those who move forward, and so will space.
I believe that the American dream itself is this mindset. The American dream to me is being able to come from nothing and work your way to the top. I think that America flourishes in this area. We have, I believe, the most billionaires in the world. John Fitzgerald Kennedy was elected in 1961 and served all the way until November 22nd, 1963, the day of his death. He was a president for the people and had their best interests in mind when doing all his work.
Ours is a nation forged from the fires of oppression and strengthened by the freedoms fought for by its forebears and given as a gift to all those who call this great nation home. What once made us great can build us back up again. America's core values are the promise of opportunity for all who seek it. A place where dreams are born, along with every man and woman. Every American deserves to be treated with dignity and respect, and to be given an equal opportunity to achieve life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Let's make this nation great again by not depriving the least fortunate among us of their brightest future possible. Let's not only offer them basic food and shelter, but provide them with the training and job opportunities to build their own lives. Let's use the resources that God has provided this nation of ours to create a path towards self-determination and not suppress great Americans by forcing them to live in a state of perpetual dependence. Americans have always helped their neighbors. Let's help our more fortunate Americans help those in their communities by creating an environment that stimulates small business growth and opportunities. Let's eliminate excessive regulations and taxes that result in job losses and closed businesses. Together, we can all be producers, providers for each other in this great nation of ours. Did our forebears fight to create a nation where people are told that they do not deserve a chance to fulfill their dreams? Make America great again. Tell your elected official to rein in government spending, to spend more efficiently. Tell them you want local businesses to thrive and prosper, and that you want your tax dollars used to offer training and lasting job opportunities in this great nation of ours.
I believe JFK lived the American dream, represented the American dream, and want all of us to live the American dream too. John F. Kennedy did everything he did for the people. He believed that we should work together to build each other up and build an environment where everyone can succeed and grow. We need to have this mindset today. The American dream is an ideal which many people believe that you can achieve, but if we work together and work hard enough, it is achievable.